Hello, everybody. Just a quick video here. I want to talk about all the videos that everybody's been making to remain independent contractors and why it's important to you, what the perks are to you, why you prefer to be an independent contractor as to an employee. Um, we've asked for 30 to 60-second videos with your first name, your state or city, whatever you're comfortable saying, and why you prefer to be an IC. And I think we've had over 25, maybe upward of 30 so far. They've all been amazing. And I'm bringing Mike on today because Mike and I are doing this fight, and I want him to tell us the other side of the tale more. What is it is what difference is this making? Like if a person is making a video and adding to this collection of powerful videos that we have, what is it a difference, and what should people know, Mike?
The interesting. Thanks, Steve. What's interesting is where these videos go when our friends upload them. And the first thing we do is we look them over and we look at the direction they're coming from, what state and what town, because we then direct those videos to the people who are working in Congress, around town, as they call it, in DC, moving this kind of persuasion directly into the congressional offices. It goes to the legislative directors and to the congressmen and women themselves. I think more than any time in any of our lives, the Congress is open to an issue and wishes to hear consumer, user, constituent feedback. So if somebody in, say, Oregon uploads a video, we had a call come in to us from a guy who's working Congress. He said, "Who have you got in Oregon? I've got this type of legislator. He's not quite sure about this." And we were able to say, yes, in this case, we have a video with a guy named Nathaniel in Portland. And we you probably know him personally.
I do. Yeah.
We got it right to him. Thank you very much. That was very helpful. If we'd have had two from Oregon, one from Portland and one from non-Portland, that would have been probably 3 times as good. So the chance,
or even more from Portland. Don't hold back, Portland.
Whatever. But I mean, when I was in the position of the people we're working with, people trying to encourage, you always think, it's a big country, and what's my voice going to do? No. At this point, we have an open line into the Congress for testimony in favor of independent contracting that no one in Congress has ever heard, ever, because independent contractors are busy. They're like Kim. They're working several jobs, projects. They got all this other stuff going on at the same time. They don't have time to write Congress. They don't have time to sit down, chew the end of a pencil and say, what am I going to say? And who am I writing this to? No, upload your video. And in some cases, that very day, it's in the hands of Congress. Hard to believe. I came home one night from gym, got home about, we'll say, well after dinner time, got a call, needed somebody in New York. So I'm scratching my head. Turns out we now have Hannibal in New York. It was a little further than where we wanted to be from, but that, if we'd had that 2 days earlier, we could have said, yes, here comes Hannibal. He really wants to be independent. So we are dishing up your videos, you, our listeners, on literally a real-time basis to people with whom it makes a great deal of difference to them and to you. So
to the people who are helping us too.
Yes.
I mean, these are going, and that's what I wanted to say too. Like, so I have for a long time asked people write in, go to the site, and I still believe do that too. But this is a much easier way to do it, recording a 30 to 60 second video. And by the way, we will be
I think for the moment you
guys know when that changes.
Okay, there. Say that last sentence again, Steve.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be changing the way you upload to a different platform, but it's going to be as easy or easier. But I'll
Yes.
let you know when that change happens.
Right.
But can you tell people? I just have two more things. But can you tell people the power of these videos when you're seeing it in with the people who are fighting for us when they see these?
Yes, they are very compelling, extremely compelling. And you're dealing with politicians. And if there's a one skill that most politicians who are in office in Congress have, it's the ability to read the public. They don't always follow it, but they are very skilled at reading the public. The alternative to sending your video and having them watch you for 30 seconds or half of that if it's edited, 15 seconds, is reading one of a list of emails that a staffer hands them, out of 2,000 that came in the past week. Which are that goes nowhere. It's just words. But when someone with a shirt and or a t-shirt or something and a hat gets out, and in a car, in a location, in a truck, talks about the specifics of their life in the compelling way that our uploaders have been doing so far, that is tremendously compelling. You can sense the individual if you have any political skill at all. You can sense their urgency, their commitment, their resolve, their responsibility. All of this politicians can grasp in a second, and it never comes out in a letter. Dear Congressman Mike,
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine that. I wouldn't want to, I would be more taken by these than reading a bunch of stuff too. So
these will keep you up at night if you read them 5 or 6, watch them 5 or 6 times. This is really, really good stuff, and it's completely unacted. It's wonderful. It's authentic, genuine, and it's urgent to the minute.
So I know that you and I both have been as we look through all of these videos, we're seeing all kinds of different, like, oh, that was a great one. I feel like every time we look at one, we're like, that was a great one. It's like there hasn't not, by the way, all of you who have submitted, thank you so much. And there has not been a great one. I'm not kidding.
No,
every one in its own right is. If any of you are doing comparisons, like, because I've had a couple people say, I don't feel like mine was quite as strong. You have no idea. I feel like every one of them is equally as strong. They're just all different. It's your story.
Everyone feels apprehensive when they do something like this. And I can guarantee I've seen every one of these. Each one has a gold spot right in it, no question. We are going to be able to use every single one in some way. I'm going to guarantee it, Steve, because they're too powerful.
So the last thing I wanted to bring up then is, as we look through this, is there another what is another theme that might be standing out to you? Because I know you and I have touched on this. So
the first theme that jumps out at me is how many of these people, in addition to driving or supplying whatever services, how many are also caregiving for a child, a parent, kids, plural. They're also taking care of other people, and they have all that responsibility. It weighs on them. Sometimes the other responsibility, the care recipient, has to have their attention, and they have to shift away from app driving or whatever and pay attention. They can't do that on a job, and it breaks their heart. One guy likes to be able to take his kid to school every morning and never could with a W-2 job, can take his kid to school every morning with a driving job. And the responsibility for caregiving is an integral part of independent contracting. What your messages are doing in the altogether are that they are combining the meaning of independent contracting to also include caregiving, and the flexibility that people absolutely have to have in order to earn an income. And that's life in 2024. And by what these people have said, Steve, they have made that crystal clear. Is these are people who are juggling a lot of responsibilities, and they're carrying it out beautifully. They can support their families this way. And that is what the message we need to give to Congress.
So that's all we got today, guys. Keep making the videos. The link is in the show notes for uploading your videos. And Mike and I will be back with more messages as we can do more updates like this for you, so that you know that these are working. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you,
And
Steve. We're looking forward to it.
we'll be back soon.